Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, horror, I'm doing a review of Come Closer by Sara Gran. So this book was sent to me very, very kindly by Juan from Played by Visions some time ago. It was near the start of my 100 book challenge. And because if I had read it, I couldn't have counted it towards the 100 book challenge. I didn't read it until after I'd finished it. So I've read it now and it's really, really good. So I'm aware of Sara Gran. So this is a horror novel, but she's also written a series of crime novels featuring a character called Claire DeWitt. And I've got one of those, which I think is called Infinite Blacktop, but I haven't got around to reading that yet. Yeah, this though is definitely a horror novel. It's a novel of possession, and it's really, really good. So it's about this. Let me read you the blurb from the back actually, because the blurb is fantastic, and this text comes up in the book quite a lot. Are you possessed by a demon? I have new activities and pastimes that seem out of character, and I do things that I did not intend and do not understand. I can understand languages I've never studied and have the ability to know things I couldn't know through ordinary means. I have blackouts not caused by drugs, alcohol, or a pre-existing health condition. I have urges to hurt or kill animals and other people. I have hurt or killed animals or people. So yeah, it's about this young woman who's married and has a successful job. She's an architect who just starts acting weirdly, basically. So she starts having blackouts, she starts hearing strange noises, and things gradually ramp up, and she comes to believe that she's been possessed. And these, those 5 bullet points that I just read out, she refers to. So she finds this book about possession in a bookstore, and she compares her, how she's feeling to those 5 bullet points, and she does that, a number of times through the book as things get progressively worse. What's amazing about this book, and it's a fairly short book, it's like 150 pages, and incredibly readable and incredibly gripping as well. You really just want to know what's happening, and it's got that feel that great horror books have sometimes, of being a bit like watching a car crash, in that things are just going to get worse and worse and worse, but you can't stop. You can't stop yourself from witnessing it. And the thing that's brilliant about it is, and I love this in horror books, and when I was at university many years ago, studying film, we studied a guy whose name I can't remember. I can't remember his first name. His surname was Todorov, and he had this, and I think it's a literary theory originally, of what pure fantasy is, and he describes fantasy as the kind of story where you don't know if what you are witnessing is really happening, or if it's just in the imagination of the main character. So Alice in Wonderland is a great example of that. You never know in Alice in Wonderland if it's actually happened or if Alice has just imagined it. And similarly with The Wizard of Oz. And that's true in this book as well. So the protagonist in this book, and I think she's the narrator, it's written in the first person. So she is clearly going through some weird stuff. Yeah, she's clearly going through something in her life, and there are a bunch of scenes where she imagines herself kind of talking to the demon that she believes has possessed her. But you don't know ever if that's really happening or if it's in her imagination. You don't know if she's just suffering some kind of mental breakdown, or if there's something, if there's really something supernatural going on. And that, I think, makes the book even more chilling than it would be if it was definitely something supernatural, because it ends up feeling like something that could happen to any of us. Many people have struggles with their mental health in their lifetime. I've had struggles with my mental health in my lifetime, and I know many other people who have as well. And the idea that something as horrific as what happens to the woman in this book, and it is horrific in terms of the way her behaviour changes, the way she starts taking risks, becoming violent, the breakdown of her relationship and things like that. The idea that could happen not because of something supernatural, but just because of bad brain chemistry that could impact anybody, I think is terrifying. It's really, really chilling. That is true horror. For me, the idea that that any one of us could could lose our sanity. So yeah, a deeply affecting and moving book because of that. I really, really liked it. And it's made me keen to read more of Sara Gran's books, so I will definitely be getting to the Claire DeWitt books fairly soon. And I have to say as well, I don't often talk about the covers, but isn't that a great cover? The UK cover for this is not nearly as good. I think that's a really, really chilling cover and really representative as well of the book. So you've got this normal, this normal woman whose existence, whose being is being hidden by this red mist. It's a fantastic metaphor for what the book's about. So yeah, Come Closer, a fantastic horror novel, and thoroughly recommended. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found the review useful. If you've read Come Closer, do let me know what you thought of it. Always like chatting about the books I've reviewed in the comments with people who've read them. So yeah, as always, hope you're safe and well. Hope you are really good stuff, and I will speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.